recently about operational control and got a great question right here. Basically, where did the FARs say dry leases are okay and wet leases aren't? The key thing to remember here is the FAA or the FARs don't really have anything about dry leases and wet leases. They mainly talk about operational control. So Advisory Circular 9137 Bravo, that's where we need to go for this. But there's a good analogy to use here, and that's a rental car versus a rideshare. If you go to a rental car company and you rent a car, it doesn't come with a driver, you're the driver. You have to decide if you're well rested, you're in charge of insurance, you're in charge of fuel, you're in charge of your destination and how fast you get there, all that stuff. You're exercising full operational control of that rental car. Now, if you hail a car with a rideshare app, the driver is exercising full operational control, right? It comes with a car and a driver, and they get to decide all those things. They get to pay for fuel and insurance and all that stuff. And if rental car companies started giving you the car with a driver, then that would turn them into a limo service, and there'd be a whole another set of rules apply there. So you can kind of use that same logic when we're talking about wet and dry leases. Dry leases mean you just get the airplane, you provide your own pilot, you pay for fuel, you pay for insurance, all that stuff that you need for operational control. And a wet lease would include the crew, and the FAA sees that as you surrendering operational control. So the key thing to remember here is if the person exercising operational control is getting paid by the passengers, which it would in the case of a wet lease, then that requires a Part 119 certificate. That is why it's not allowed under Part 91 operations. So thanks for the question, and I hope that